Hey guys. Okay, first of all, this is what you're going to be doing this week. It is called Unit 7 and Think Up. And the deal you're going to do, it says, I will explain figurative language such as simile, metaphor, and personification that the poet uses to create images. So again, you're reading to understand these poems. So you're going to have to read it a few times to figure out what the poem is talking about, to kind of explain what it's talking about. And then you're going to have to see if you can identify similes, metaphors, and personification. Okay? So, similes is a comparison using like or as. A metaphor is a comparison that doesn't use like or as. It just compares two things without it. And then personification is giving an inanimate object, so like a book or the sun, human-like qualities. So, for example, a metaphor example could be the sun was smiling down upon us, because that's something that we do. We smile. Do suns smile? No. But what we're saying when we use that metaphor is that the sun is out and it was shining on us, okay? For simile, the twin sisters were like two peas in a pod, okay? So what are we comparing? Twin sisters, two peas in a pod, and they use the word like. Another example, Peter stayed home from school because he was as sick as a dog. How sick was he? Sick as a dog. Okay, as sick as a dog can also be used as an idiom, but if you're comparing two things using like or as, that's a simile. So that's what you're going to be looking for in your poems this week. Here's a metaphor that would work. Oh, we're working, not metaphor today. Oh yeah, metaphor. So metaphor, the duct tape was just a Band-Aid for the real problem. So it's comparing the duct tape to a Band-Aid for the actual real problem that somebody was having. The duct tape was just a Band-Aid for the real problem. The flowers begged for water during the night. So this is comparing the flowers, giving the flowers a human quality. That's personification. Okay? The sun played hide and seek with the clouds. And it's another example of personification. Can the sun really play hide and seek? No. But we know what that means is the sun is coming in and out of the clouds. Okay? If you have any questions about any of that, just definitely let me know. And as you work through this, the first questions are just thinking questions. It's called metacognition, thinking about thinking. So just go through that first page and read the reader tips and everything that I basically just told you. It gave you examples, and so you can read over that. So you can rewatch this video. You can read the examples on page 106. All right. Your first poem here is Food Ninja. So you're going to read Food Ninja, and then you are going to be answering the questions. And you do have to do the reflection on your learning and the critical thinking. And then you're going to read the poem Lessons and do the same thing. Family Strings, do the same thing. The poems are short, so you might have to reread it if you don't understand it the first time. And then you're answering the questions on the next few pages. Okay? Then you have a revising and editing passage on page 113. And then you have a writing composition on page 120. So that is why you have this paper today. Okay? So when you get to the writing composition, on the back is where you can plan out your composition. Plan out what you are going to write about. Okay? Just like we do. And basically, you're writing about a time you practiced in order to learn a skill. So if you practice to play soccer, if you practice to play baseball, if you practice to be a better artist, okay? So think of something that you have done. You have practiced yourself, one thing that you've practiced that you can write about, okay? 26-line composition, introduction, 2 body paragraphs, conclusion, okay? You know how we set this up. This is something that we have done before, all right? You have tons of information right here on this page as well to help you out. So if your parents aren't sure, all this gives you tons of information, okay? So this is pretty easy for this week. And then the performance task is on page 121, and it lays out every single thing you need to do. But again, if you have questions, just let me know. And the other thing I was going to say is as you're doing this, you can use our unwrap strategy, okay? So unwrap basically stands for underline the title, number the paragraphs, sometimes they're already numbered, walk through the questions, read the selection, answer